We were cuddling and I told him I wanted to tell him something, but I was afraid to. I was afraid it would scare him. He told me to say it was okay. I said I love you and he, no joke, responded, "Thank God, because I've been wanting to say that for a while." 10 years later, we still love each other so much, and then some. She saw me at my worst after I almost died, and she still cared about me and wanted to keep seeing me even though I couldn't work or do anything for her for a while. She said she liked me for me, and that was enough. Then I told her that she just said the thing that made me love her, and she said, "I meant I love you for you, and that is enough." We were tripping on mushrooms in a tent by a lake. He said he could see my third eye, and that he loved me. I said I saw worms coming out of my hands. We had only known each other for 3 weeks. We will be celebrating 10 years of marriage this year and have 2 sweet girls. Woman shrugging, light skin tone. He opened up to me about his depression and told me I should know about it before we got closer and fell in love. I told him it was too late because I already loved him. Many highs and lows during those early years, but glad to say he no longer suffers from depression, and we've been together 10 years, married for 3. I was just rambling about nonsense, then out of nowhere I hit him with, "I love you." They hit me back with, "I know." Full Han Solo energy. I walked away both flustered and impressed, faced with tears of joy, I was picking up the pieces of myself after a messy divorce looking for absolutely nothing serious, and I said, "You asshole, I wasn't ever supposed to feel like this again." And he said, "I love you too. We will be married 10 years in June." He was laying his head on my chest and said that he could hear my heart beating fast. I told him, "It beats for you." She said it back. About a minute later, I proposed. I packed his lunch and dropped it off to him at work. He got in my passenger seat, we chatted, and as he took his packed lunch from me, he said he loved me. He got red in the face, embarrassed, because we were together less than 3 weeks at that point. Now we're married 5 years with a daughter and son. I told her I wanted to tell her something, but she said no, she wasn't ready. Like an hour later, as she was leaving my house, she gave me a big hug and whispered, "I love you," in my ear. I could have flown to the moon and back that night. I've told her I love her every single day since then. Next month we'll have been together for 13 years. Broick. That was like 13 years ago. Knowing us, it was probably something dumb. We had just finished having sex, and we're laying in bed, and I just blurted it out. I had been keeping it inside for quite a while and couldn't hold it in anymore. He looked at me, smiled, and said, "I know." For a second, I thought my heart was going to break that he didn't feel the same, but then he said, "I love you too. I have for a while." We were on the phone, and the conversation went roughly. Hypothetically speaking, what would you say if I said I love you? And he said that, hypothetically speaking, he loved me. Ultimately, I hypotheticaled him into marrying me, 19 years now. Dated with a fearful avoidance girl. Started to develop feelings for her, and told her that I loved her. I knew this will possibly trigger her and cause her to pull back. But I could not continue the relationship as it was going. I needed clarity and consistency.
Yep.
She immediately ended it. That was the first and the last time I would date an FA or DA ever again. It is not worth the pain and suffering. We just had a petty argument about nothing important. I got scared that it was the end. And I just said, "I don't want to lose you because I love you." I remember the moment that I fell in love with him, though. We're just holding hands. And I remember thinking to myself, I love this hand. I never want anything to happen to it. And it made me realize that I loved all of him. I started dating a man a few months after a brutal breakup. I wasn't even planning on dating, but it just worked out, and he was wonderful. And he understood I was just getting out of a relationship and still working through some of those emotions. I knew I loved him 3 months in, but I didn't say anything because I was scared to. Then, over time, I got even more scared to say it because he never said it, so maybe he didn't love me. About 7 months into the relationship, we were having a really 10. My wife said it first.
I don't remember why.
I do remember telling her that she was being too fast saying it because I was her first real relationship, which flashed me back to the first person I said it to, and she said the same. I forget when I said it back. That was 6 years ago. We have been married 2.75 years now, and still haven't consummated our marriage, so read into that however you want. It took a long while because he took the saying love is action, not a feeling, too literally, and felt he couldn't love anyone until he was able to be a perfect partner. But one night he was in a really bad spot with his depression, practically paralyzed with despair. I held him and stroked his hair and sang to him, and a ton of internal walls broke down, and he just sobbed into my chest and said he loved me over and over. He's doing better now, though we both still take turns going through the right. A lot of reassurance. It was 11 p.m. at night. Over text, I told her I had feelings for her. She chewed my ass out for an hour, it felt. Can't tell you what she said. I felt horrible and thought that was a mistake. 6 a.m. I get an email from her telling me she found a new movie theater with lounge chairs we should go to. It's been a long time. I honestly don't remember. Ours was kinda twice. I was over helping him when he was sick and texted my roommates I was staying over on the couch. Except I texted him instead, who was high on cold medicine in his bed. He replied to point out my mistake and wrote he loved me. I ignored due to not being sober. The next day, walking from the doctor's, he asks if I got his text last night. I said I did, but it was okay if he wasn't actually ready, and it was the medicine talking. He said it wasn't, and that he loved me. That was one. I was throwing up and he was holding my hair back, and I said I love you. He told me he loved me first and knew that it was really early. I told him I already knew that, but I wanted to wait before saying it back and give more time, etc. He understood. We ultimately ended up going on a last-minute vacation a month after he told me he loved me. I decided I would tell him during that vacation, just to make it memorable. I knew I loved him even before he said it to me, but I was going for the full romance by waiting grinning face with sweat, so we have a really nice dinner, and then go for a late